Well, I want to commend the President. It was a remarkable speech, but more importantly, it was more remarkable what he said, not just to those of us in the hall of the United States Congress, but more importantly, what he had to say to us as Americans. That these are tough times. First of all, I think it's very important that we have a President that's not going to try and glaze over the problems. And he was very stark and reminding all of us what all of you know already, how difficult these days are with home foreclosures and joblessness rates reaching levels. They had to go back in some cases last year, 1945, the year after I was born, to find a time when as many people have lost their work. But what also is very important, I think we all know about how difficult it is. The question is, do we have leaders in the country that are optimistic and aspirational and hopeful about our future? And I think that was as important a part of President Obama's remarks last evening, reminding each and every one of us, we're all in this together. Other generations have faced problems that were actually more serious, life-threatening at the time. This is obviously life-threatening in many ways because of the economic problems that many families face. But he was saying that all of us can come together. We can solve this, talking about those children in South Carolina who don't quit. There was a great line of Edward R. Murrow. Edward R. Murrow once said that the one excuse that history will not accept is that it was too difficult, the problem. And I think that's true today. This is a difficult problem. But history will not accept the fact that we quit on it, lack the courage, lack the willingness to stand up and come together to put aside differences and do what's right for the country. And that's what I drew from the speech last evening, the remarks of the President. More importantly, how optimistic we ought to be. These are hard times, and they're awfully difficult on an awful lot of people, but we will come out of this, and we will do the right things that need to be done in order to get our country back on its feet. A lot of times those issues are not going to be terribly popular, any more than they were in other crises. When you think of the difficulties that Lincoln faced, the objections, the opposition over his decisions, and you think of the opposition that existed to some of the early days of Franklin Roosevelt, both domestically and internationally, and yet he overcame those difficulties, kept focused on the right answers, and moved forward. And the country today speaks with reverence of Lincoln and reverence of a Franklin Roosevelt, reverence about their courage, their commitment, and their vision, and their determination to see things through. And I want historians, when they write about our time, to talk about all of us as a generation. They'll speak with that same degree of reverence that we do about others, that we faced our challenges, we did it together, we made tough decisions, but we got out of this mess and we left the coming generations with a far healthier and stronger nation. That's what President Obama was saying to all of us last night, and I'm going to do my part, as I know you will do yours, to see to it that we complete this mission, get the job done, and leave a better and stronger country for our children and grandchildren. Thanks for listening.